Hi, this next technique that we're going to do is dance of death. Like the other ones before it and the ones after it, it has of death at the end. And it's very important in Kenpo to say it like that. This technique can be done for two different attacks, one being a step through right punch, and the other one is the more common one as an offset punch. It could be that your opponent threw a left punch followed by a right punch, or it could just be to shuffle right punch. Either way, his left foot is forward and it is for a right punch. That's what we're going to start with first, and then we'll just quickly review the other one. Because this is a cement floor, we're not going to do the takedown. I'll just go, and then we'll put him over on, because I love Ron and I want to keep him in one piece. So we did bring him out just to review the taking down part, because there's a couple of basic things. We're going to review the basic version of what we want to go over for those yellow going into orange belt. This is the first one that has this kind of a takedown. And first thing we do, I'll just review the technique. For the shuffle punch, you're going to step forward into a left neutral bow with a left inward block. This turns into a check, right sword hand to the groin. Now, it's important that you maintain your left hand as a check here, because his elbow may flail up. Gosh, who knows what could happen. For the base version, for yellow going to orange, we're going to do a number of things. This is one of those techniques where a whole bunch of things happen at once. We're going to scoot forward just a little bit. Scoot forward just a little bit. Thank you. Coming in here, left hand is going to contour down your opponent's back, down to their back of their thigh. At the same time, from here, your right hand is going to curl up with your wrist to your sternum area, and you're going to use the pointiest part of your elbow, and you're going to do an inward, downward elbow strike. I see a lot of people who do this technique, and what they end up doing is they end up stepping in and just pushing with the elbow. What happens when they do this, the problem I have with this, is that the opponent then falls like a tree, timber, and you don't want them going straight back. If they go straight back, they take you with them. If they happen to weigh more than you, then that is a problem. It's also essential when doing this technique to keep your back straight. One of the things that I commonly see when people do this one is they go do a takedown and they end up like this. That is not a good idea, because, well, first of all, in Kenpo we keep our back straight. Importantly, when I go to take Ron down, if I hit him in the groin and I go to take him down, first, you notice what happened is his right arm, it went, oh my goodness, and wrapped around my head. I don't want his arm wrapped around my head when he's going to the ground, because, you know, my head is attached to the rest of me. I will go down too. Bad idea for me. What would be better if I keep my back straight, when I shoot it, even if he does grab, and my back is straight, he's going to have a hard time. I might bend my head, but my back is straight. When somebody is a little taller than you, your height or below, it's not a problem generally to take the person down. So we're going to show the base part of the move, and then what happens when he's on the ground. And then I'm going to show some tricks and tips and a few other things for a little more advanced versions, things to play with as you move through the ranks. I think it's really important for yellow belts going to orange belt to learn the basic part of the technique, and then as you go through the ranks, to get you go through, and the technique should look a little different when you get higher in rank. It shouldn't look the same way it did when you first learned it. So the first part of the technique, I'm standing here minding my own business. I go, oh no, he's punching me. Block, chop. This hand, left hand, contours down to the back of his thigh as I step through with my right foot, curling in my right arm, and I'm going to take him down this way. From here, a mat is going to magically appear. As I step in and I take him down, go down. From here, we're going to drag him more into the range. There we go. I wouldn't suggest doing that in the technique though. When he goes down, you're going to still have, I'm going to still have his leg, my left arm is going to be wrapped around his leg as much as possible. You can use this, pull back, and you can wrench on his knee or his ankle, depending. But from here, what I like to do is not necessarily in the technique. Punching, I drop down to a closed kneel, punch his right knee with my right hand, my right fist. Then, in case this left leg tries to fling up and hit me in the head, or just cuz, I'm going to back knuckle, get back down where you were, wham. From here, this is the part that I think is fun and not everybody does. Shift into a left wide kneel stance, dropping your right knee into the inside, soft, nervy part of his left thigh. Close kneel stance, you can put all your weight on there. You don't even have to put very much weight, and it will really hurt. I've seen the last strike done as a chop, as a finger flick, and as a punch. I think the people who are doing a finger flick may be doing it because they can't get down low enough. The beautiful part about dropping your knee into their inner thigh is if you're actually doing the technique on the person, you could go ahead and drop all your weight on there because they're not going anywhere. And you don't have to worry about balancing because, well, you just use his inner thigh, all those nasty nerves in there to help balance you. So you can do a punch, a chop, or a finger flick, whatever you want to do. I like a chop because I can get down there low enough to do it. So once he gets down, bam, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try from the other direction. And then we're going to talk about the other aspects of it. Technical difficulties. All right, so from here, up, down, up, down. Okay, I want to see it from this side so you can see the hand part. Here, block, you can see the block. Chop. This hand is going to come down here, going to grab at the same time. Don't try and grab the leg before you step through. It's important to give yourself the proper distance by stepping through and grabbing at the same time. See how easily he falls down? Let's move this over a little bit, give him a little bit of room. So, again, 1, 2, he's going to bend over. This hand's going to contour, going to give him a nice little back massage as you grab this leg. As you're stepping through between, fall. I'm going to keep my back straight when he's going down. I've got his leg here. If I want, I can wrench it or just hold on to it. Make sure that you are going to the inside so this leg is on the outside. Otherwise, you are doing what's called straddling the paddle. You do not want to straddle the paddle because this is going to go straight up into your groin. You're not going to be very happy. Punch to the knee, back knuckle. Notice the stance changes here. Close kneel this way, rocking into a close kneel in the other direction, dropping, and you may need to scoot your foot back. Your right foot may need to scoot back to get your knee into his inner thigh with the punch, chop, or finger flick. Like I say, I like the chop if possible. Either way is fine. Now, a couple more advanced tricks on this one. A lot of times when people are, if they're bigger, the attacker's bigger, or you just may need some help, when you've got the block and you've got the chop, getting that leg up into your hand is not always that easy. That's where a lot of times people will stumble and fall. So, one of the tricks, you just stand here. When you've got the chop, is to come through, instead of just stepping directly through, come through low and knee, with your right knee, the inside of your opponent's inner thigh, popping his leg up into your hand. So I've got that right there, stepping through, popping up. Let's show from the other side. Just make sure. You can see it from here. I don't know if you can see it from here. Pop up, and I grab. Another thing, we have a couple different things that make this one great. Once you've popped it up, this right, thank you. From here, you notice I'm right here ready for a sweep. My right leg is I could be stepping through, but what I really like to do is then, I'm gonna show it in the air. You've popped it through here, is to step around their leg and shoot back into a forward bow as you drop the elbow to drop them down to the ground. This is, you're holding one leg and you are just sweeping the other leg out. Again, very important to keep your back straight and to do it all at the same time. Then they're gonna go smash. You have to be very considerate of your training partner though, so you don't cause them injury. The third one is 2 possible tricks to use if your opponent is considerably taller than you. I worked out with some people doing this technique who were many inches taller than me, and I thought, well, I've got my back straight, no one's gonna be tipping me over. And I found out that's really not true if they're a lot of inches taller than you. So one of the things that you can do to help the situation is, first of all, if you're in here and you say, I go, oh no, he's gonna go down and I know he's gonna take me with him. Then what you can do, hold on for a second, is say his arm is over there, I just want to show the camera. From here, shoot this up into a rising forearm strike. It's going to tip him up, and he's going to fall backwards. So it's going to be elbow, straight up, and he's going to fall back. Another one that is a different kind of a takedown, it's similar, but you're just going to, instead of bracing in here with the inward elbow strike down in this area, going straight down, and again, very important to get the person's body as directly beneath you as possible. You don't want them going back, you don't want their momentum pulling you back, you want them straight down. Another one that I'm not going to do the takedown on because I don't want to cause them injury, but from here, if you've got the person here and you stepped in and you say, uh-oh, this isn't going to work, I'm going to have you, what you can do from there is slide down, grab the leg, push drag, and then you can do it basically an arm bar but on his knee. So you're in here and you go, oh, this isn't going to work. Push drag back and take him down at the knee. And then it doesn't matter how tall he is because he's going to go straight down. His knee is not going to bend that way. The only other minor thing, sometimes people do this for a step through right punch. So if I say, okay, I'm doing it for a step through right punch and I'm going to go here, that takedown's not going to work very well from here. So I'm going to need to do a front foot to back foot switch and then take him down. Otherwise the technique would be pretty much the same. But you're going to need to do a little foot adjustment to make that work. So again, this is dense.